A huge issue that people, of course, have is the fact that those who are responsible for the current situation of the country always tend to just go scot-free. Take, for example, even the Supreme Court determination. I mean, there was a determination from the Supreme Court that several individuals were responsible for the economic crisis here in Sri Lanka, but 1-2 days later, they're out there, they're partying like
cutting birthday cake.
Nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
So there is some kind of an anger because the people have suffered so much. I mean, leave aside the fuel queues and the petrol queues. There have been people who have died in these fuel queues and petrol queues. And
absolutely, yeah.
There still continues to be people dying because the higher-ups at the health ministry, at the NMRA, saw it fit to steal from the people, to give the people substandard medicine while Sri Lanka is going through an economic crisis. I mean, these people are not being held to account. And for a person in the general public, of course, when you look at the track record of the two parties that you spoke of now, the SJB and the NPPE, there are those who could say that, well, the NPP has taken a harder stance on anti-corruption. The NPP has always, been very, very vociferously vocal against corruption and these deals and revealing those matters. So they are better.
It's always easy to talk. We've seen that happen with Gotabaya Rajapaksa and the Vietmaga. For me, I think the Vietmaga is also another form of what the NPP is now. The NPP is masked, or the JVP is masked by the NPP, and Vietmaga masked the SLPP. Now, that being said, how could you possibly, how can we come to the common conclusion that the NPP is going to stand by what it says? How can you sort of trust a party that, for whatever it's worth, how could you trust a party that struck multiple deals with people who are responsible for where Sri Lanka is now? That being said, I don't know if the NPP has changed. I have a gut feeling that that they're not going to be any different. But the SJB believes in action, and that action doesn't have to be limited to, pounding your chest really hard at election rallies and say, we are going to catch crooks. It's not the job of the politician to catch crooks. Why do we believe in that mentality? We should be in a system where the law enforcement authorities are empowered enough to catch the crooks. It shouldn't be our job. Our job is, we are public representatives, and we are supposed to look out for the good of the public and to formulate good public policy. And this whole mentality of politicians having the hold on closing down airports and catching crooks or catching thieves, I mean, is that system change? And how is it that the NPP is saying they're going to do it? What they should say is what the SJB is saying, which is that the SJB is going to formulate foolproof mechanisms against anti-corruption, make the Attorney General's Department more powerful, give more powers to the CID, give more powers to the Bribery Commission, so that politicians shouldn't have that access to a phone where they can call someone and influence an investigation.